Join me as I make some stuffed chicken breasts that I picked up at the grocery store tonight. They were on sale, and I'm going to show you the process that I'm going to use to cook them. So I have about 2 tablespoons of melted butter in an iron skillet. My son had made some steak this evening, and so I'm excited to see how the chicken breasts turn out. So we're just going to put them in here, get the heat turned on, and we got 2 chicken breasts that the grocery store, the meat department, had put some stuffing inside of the 2 chicken breasts. So we're just going to put those in the pan, and we're going to let them cook for a little bit. So it's getting a nice sizzle, and it's 8:03 tonight. So let's see how long these take to cook. I'm going to put a lid on, and I'll be right back. So I have a tendency to put everything over a high flame, high heat. So we're going to center that a little bit better. And I am going to turn it down to approximately medium. I don't always go by what the knob says. I look more at what the flame is doing. And we want to get a nice sear on each side. So let's just take a look and see what's going on. So there we go. Gonna flip it. Oh yeah, very nice. So I flipped both sides, and then we're gonna cover it again. And we want the second side to get a good, nice browned part to it. And then we're going to turn the heat down. And you'll notice it has been cooking for approximately 3 minutes. I did flip it over at about 2 minutes. So we're going to turn the heat down even more. And then I'm going to look at my flame, and I'm going to judge it by the flame. All right, so they've been cooking for a little bit of time, and let's check them. We are looking at 8:09, and here we are. We have a nice sizzle going on. And the cool thing is, with the steaks having been in there, there's just a really nice glaze on the skillet. They smell delicious with this stuffing. It's losing it a little bit. But that's okay. It's going to be really good. We'll take some of this stuffing and put it back on top. And that's how it looks. I'm going to kind of move them around so they're... We got a little bit of stuffing right here. We'll put that on top. Oops. Put that on top. And I'm going to turn the heat down to almost all the way to low. Let's see what the flame looks like. We got Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Yeah, she loves to smell the meat. All right, so we're going to put the lid back on, and we are looking at 8:11, and we're going to let it cook a little bit more. All right. right, so we're gonna just take a look at the chicken. It's looking amazing. And then I'm gonna cut it to see how, oh wow, very tender. It's looking really good. It's hard to do this one-handed. I think we're gonna let it cook just a little bit longer. It is now 8:17 and we started at 8:03. And while we are waiting, I found some mushrooms in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna chop these up and we're gonna saute those in the skillet with the chicken. All right, so while the chicken is finishing up, I am just gonna chop my mushrooms that I found. And this will go with our dinner tonight, which I generally don't eat this late at night. I try not to eat after about 7, but I was out for a little while and the chicken I got was on sale. So it needed cooked this evening. So I'm gonna have a little bite of that when it's finished. Then I'm gonna save the rest for lunch tomorrow. So we're just chopping up the mushrooms. And once the chicken is out of the skillet, we'll saute these. Okay, so we are at 8:21 and I am thinking that this chicken is all done. So we're gonna take it and we're just gonna put it over here on the plate. Get it off the skillet and look at all of this heavenly yumminess. So we're just gonna scrape the skillet. Gonna try to leave as much butter in it as possible. Although, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that all in there. And I'm gonna add our mushrooms. Gonna turn the heat up just a little bit. So we want them to have a nice little sizzle. There we go. I'm just gonna scooch those around a little bit. I have a couple more I'm gonna add to the skillet. And we're gonna cover them. And don't forget Zoe, she's down there. Oh, there she is. Look at my Zoe girl. Always right there beside me. So my mushrooms have been sauteing for a couple minutes. And we gotta be careful that everything doesn't stick. So we're just gonna stir it around a little bit. Oh, those browned bits of stuffing, chicken, and even a little bit of beef is just gonna be amazing with these mushrooms. All right, it's 8:26 and here we are. The mushrooms are about halfway sauteed. I have turned the heat, it's between medium and low, and just stirring occasionally to make sure things don't burn. And the natural juices from the mushrooms have kept things from sticking. I always use an iron skillet. You don't have to worry about harmful chemicals from the iron skillets, and it actually does impart a little bit of iron into the food, and we all can use with just a little bit of iron in our diet. It's a natural way to get that. And we're gonna cover it just for a couple more minutes. Okay, it's 8:28. We're gonna check my mushrooms. Oh, I believe they are perfect. Perfecto. Oh yes, just beautiful. They have a nice glaze. They're browned nicely. That one could cook a little more, but I'm a little bit impatient to have a bite to eat. So we're going to take a few of these off, and we're going to put them with our chicken. Yum. And there's our dinner. All right. See that lovely glaze that's just happening there. All right, so we're going to switch off the heat and put the lid on what's left. And let's have a bite to eat. So here is our meal. I already did have a little sample, and it is just delicious. And when I look at the time, this little meal took about 30 minutes to make. Barely any time at all. Enjoy my meal with me. Delicious. And it wouldn't be complete without my little companion. Isn't that right, Zozo? Yes, there she is, my constant sidekick.